just like to have fun,
Well,
get
I
loose.
assume you're going to introduce the pod and introduce me.
Listen, don't tell us how to run our podcast.
We got to introduce.
You know?
You got to introduce.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, no, this is what we actually. So this is what we talked about last week is we had a, are you guys
This is a good setup, bro.
cozy?
Yeah.
Everyone cozy?
This is good.
Okay. This is what we talked about last week is that Mike has had homework and he was supposed to introduce the pod last week and he wasn't ready. So are you ready this week?
Dude, you didn't tell me about this.
Dude, we went over this.
You got to give me some note cards.
Are we going to do like 3, 2, 1?
No, yeah, we kind of just start.
We were started.
Yeah, it's all recording, so I'll just cut it when it's.
We start recording before the pod when people walk in, so we get blackmail on them.
Yeah, when you start, when all those times that you were saying the N-word earlier, I'll cut it out, but like I'll have it saved.
Wait,
it's
just
like, in case.
What are they like? Epstein's Island wasn't it like just to collect? What are those called? You know this.
Epstein.
It's called like a honeypot.
Yeah, honeypot's like the setup.
Yeah, where you like
Sting.
You try and get all these like people to do bad things, and then you hold it over them so they do more things for you in the future. So this podcast is a honeypot.
Exactly.
Yeah, for the future.
Okay, great.
Whoever makes it, we're like, hey, we got some,
Yeah,
it's
when
time
you
to pay
become
up.
the president of the United States of America on your platform of Autism for All, then we'll play those blackmail N-word videos.
Seriously, let's introduce. We got Jack Burke here, funny comedian.
That is the worst way, dude,
that was
to
good.
start. This is how we usually do it. Welcome to the episode.
What is this? What is the name of this
hold on,
podcast?
ask Kerrigan. What's the name of the podcast?
The Sea Otter Town Hall.
There we go. The other he finally got it right. Yeah, Sea Otter Town Hall. Everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to the pod. You're here, Dylan Krasinski, Mike Kerrigan, your guests as always, and we are joined today by hilarious comedian and my best friend, Jack Burke. Baby,
We're friends. We're definitely friends.
Jackie
This
Burke.
is a classic thing actually Dylan does on the podcast. It's called like high pressure. Like that best friend thing right now. He has just laid that on you. Later on, he'll be like, he's going to ask you to do some plans on a live podcast. He's like, so next weekend we're going away. You in? You in or you in?
Yeah, I will add that. I'll ask you like if you want to like hang out later, if you want to go out. What do you want to do?
I mean, it's definitely nice to be in your presence at this moment.
We are friends. We're very close friends. I feel like, not good enough friends to get invited to Jack's wedding, but it was
You weren't
close.
invited to my wedding. Stop talking about it.
No, I'll remember it forever. I mean,
You weren't invited to my wedding. It would have been bizarre. I didn't even invite some aunts and uncles.
listen.
I personally appreciate anyone who doesn't invite me to the wedding because I'm not coming. And if I do, I'm going to have a bad attitude because I don't want to be there.
When do you have a good attitude, Mike?
I'm a great attitude.
Make sure you're
person.
talking to Mike.
I'm not a wedding guy. I don't drink.
Yeah, right. You got to know, if you're going to be a non-drinker at a wedding, you got to be able to dance. Can you dance?
I can. I don't know if I could get myself that loose, though.
Can you picture Mike dancing?
I used to win competitions.
Stop. What?
Yeah.
What do you
it was
mean?
all white school, and I was the only one who knew how to, like, hip-hop dance in the 90s. Because I was originally from the city, so it was really kind of not fair if there was anyone came in,
You were hip-hop dancing? What grade was this?
Probably 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. I grew up in that time before, like, it was after breakdancing, but dancing was still cool. If you remember, all the early rap acts, they all had a little dance routine, and then a couple years later, they all, like, pretended they didn't do it, but they all did the Running Man.
Salt and pepper.
Oh, Salt and Pepper are women. They can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they would do the dancing. Oh,
yeah,
are you talking like Vanilla Ice?
Did
Vanilla
you know
Ice, MC Hammer.
Salt and Pepper, one of them is like ultra Christian now, so when they go on the road, they like, it's like, let's talk about sex is like changed to like, let's talk about God.
That's great for them.
Let's talk about sin, baby.
Yeah.
That's none for you and me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Dude,
a bit of
that
a...
already works. That's a hit.
I mean, listen,
Could be the
sign
new
me up.
Christian
Sign me up.
SoundCloud rapper.
Yeah. I'm. We're happy to have you here, Jack. I'm very happy that you're sitting so close right next to me. Because as one of my closest friends, we wanted to have you on. Like, we just started bringing guests on, so we were like, hey, how? Who are the hottest names? Who are the hottest draws that we could have on this pod? And I was like, Ray 1, Jack 2. So you're going to be the second episode. Wow. I mean, it's kind of an honor, I think.
That's really kind of you. It's nice of you to, bring me on, make me feel uncomfortable by calling me your best friend, and then belittling my comedy abilities.
I'm not belittling.
With your sarcastic tone.
Oh, my God. I don't even know how to be sarcastic.
Well, let's give a rundown for the people who don't know Jack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most people do, but the ones who don't. Out of Boston, right? How long you been in New York?
I moved to New York 5 months before the pandemic.
Ooh, sweet time.
It was great. It was great.
Perfect
You
timing,
got to do like all the worst mics, and then right when he's getting booked, they're like, done.
Canceled.
Exactly. No, that's actually exactly what happened. I was putting in the time, and then, yeah, it happened. But, I stay positive. I stay grateful. The pandemic was bad for a lot of people, but I tried to enjoy it as much as possible.
Yeah, and now you're getting up, you're doing comedy.
I'm getting up, not as much as I like, but, that's the way of the game, and it's fine, I try and keep it like this. This is maybe too positive, but the dream was to do stand-up in New York, and I am doing that. It's just not necessarily as great of an experience as I thought it might be.
Do you find people are shocked? They meet you, right?
Yeah.
Like I meet you, and then your comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because your comedy, I'd be like, well, this is I'll give you kind of a clean-cut look. I'm like, you think I'm crazy, and then I see your act, and I'm like, dude, this guy's crazy.
Really?
I don't think that.
No.
You think he's crazy?
Not crazy, but it's just it's different. It's dirtier than I would expect.
Well, you haven't seen me probably in a little bit.
Oh yeah, this is the refined.
I've worked out so when you first start. Let's get into comedy. Let's talk.
Yeah,
comedy.
I mean, God, I'm not gonna lie. I started falling asleep as soon as you guys started about. You guys start talking about comedy in the New York comedy scene. I started falling asleep. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I'm sleeping here. No, but hey, if you want to talk about that, I will get a
I was
coffee.
just trying to run like.
No, that's fair. I mean, basically, though, when I first started, it was a lot dirtier than now because I'm trying to be a little more presentable.
Hey, Mike, can you stand up our mascots behind you? I mean, we can't even see them. Those are the sea otters.
These are nice, dude. But I don't know. It's whatever, dude. Comedy's a shit
Are you gonna
show.
hold it the whole time?
I am.
Dude, you could. Yeah, hold the sea otter, dude.
So, Dylan, how's comedy going for you?
Oh, so good, dude. I mean, listen, I mean, if I had to explain the amount of stage time I'm getting, I couldn't. If I had to fill a bucket with the amount of stage time that I was getting, I would need a bucket the size of the Hoover Dam, okay? Because there's just too much. And you know what?
To go from... So, undeservedly, Dylan got all this amazing time in Boston, and a lot of people don't know that. Undeservedly,
dude.
100%.
Yeah, right, dude.
Fell into his lap, lucky as pie.
You mean created something from nothing? I don't know what you're fucking talking about.
And now he's in New York.
Dude, don't trigger me, man. You don't fucking don't
you
rile
were
me up, man.
I'm trying to rally you up a little bit.
Don't get me fucking riled, dude.
And then he gets run out of town from Boston for fucking another comic's wife.
Okay,
and
no, that didn't happen. I was leaving. I was leaving as is, dude.
Yeah.
And then, I left.
The man, no morals on him.
There was definitely no.
You were just saying the N-word before we started recording.
I was 1,000,000,000% not.
You're gonna get the comment section blown up tonight. They're like, Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Who was telling me? I was just talking to someone. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this. I'm gonna start making fake Reddits and put it on Reddit. And just start commenting, being like, these guys are wicked racist, and then get people fighting. Dude, someone was just telling me that's how they blew their podcast up. They put a bunch of fake, they made a bunch of fake Reddit accounts, put it on Reddit, and then they started arguing like, hey, aren't these guys racist? I just found them. And then people would listen and be like, dude, they're not racist at all. They're kind of funny. And then they would argue back and forth.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's definitely smart.
Yeah.
So what's your weekend look like, Dylan? You going on any dates? You were showing me that fat white girl you were banging for a little bit.
Dude, that's so.
How many?
You
let's
can't.
count
It
how
is
many
20,
things were wrong with that
22,
statement.
dude. The only thing that was good, which is so unlike you, is that you didn't call her a broad instead of you called her a girl instead of a broad.
I should have called her a woman. I've been using girl less. Have you ever been called out for using the term girl?
No.
Oh, okay. I have in the past, a couple times.
Last night I used the term Down
Who's got
syndrome
the
broad, and people found that
strange. At the Kerrigan's got a real fun bit that I really like. Oh,
about the Sports Illustrated?
No, but have you seen this? The Sports Illustrated girl?
No, she's not Sports Illustrated. American Secret, Victoria's Secret.
No,
she's a Victoria's Secret.
It was
model.
People, but it was in the Victoria's Secret model. So there's this woman who is I don't know how old she is because it's hard to tell.
Because of the Down syndrome? Yeah.
I mean,
I assume that she's 18 or above.
Well, I mean,
but it is, I will say,
probably
it is difficult to tell with Down syndrome.
Dude, it makes me so uncomfortable when Kerrigan says something like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna have to cut that," because I get so uncomfortable.
It's just a little dicey. It's a little dicey.
Shut up, dude. If you want dice, go to the casino, okay?
Wow.
You can kiss my ass, dude. We're talking about dice. You're sitting here having our stuffed animal give you a blowjob, dude. I mean, talk about dicey.
Have you ever tried to have sex with an animal?
No, this is a family show. Come on, what's going on here?
Yeah, Kerrigan told me. I don't want to bring. I don't. He told me not to use the Lord's name in vain on the
that's
podcast
something
anymore.
I stand firm on.
How often do you go to church, Mike?
Well, I used to go. Well, it's different. What are you talking like Catholic? I'm not Catholic, but I used to go every.
He's a Scientologist.
What's the religion?
Just Christian.
So you just go to a
non-denominational Christian.
So who does the sermon at that?
This one, they were Jewish, so they were Christian Jews.
Jews for Jesus.
No, but similar concept. Jewish people, basically the same as any of us, but they're Jewish and they believe in Jesus.
So they're Jews for Jesus.
Yeah, I guess you could. Yeah, you could say that. But that is an actual like TM'd group.
Oh,
so
Jews for Jesus.
They're like you could be like connected to a group, and I don't know what they're. I don't
That's
know
interesting.
But yeah.
So
do you believe in God?
Oh, definitely. Dude.
Okay. This is actually this is the main point of our podcast. Is we bring sinners on and convert them.
Good.
Do you believe in God?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, I believe in something after. I went to Catholic school my whole life. We talked about this last week, and Jack, I know, is similar. I was an altar server till I was like 18 years old.
I was a Catholic school kid too.
They had to push me out. They had to be like, "You're done. You're done."
That's so. I can see Dylan's the only guy because he has such a positive attitude that they're like, dude, no one else comes here smiling like you're talking to people.
Dude, I'm part of the miracle every week. I'm right there as the priest is turning, wine into blood and bread into the body of Jesus, the Lord Christ.
I liked it. I was an altar boy. I also had dreadlocks while I was an altar boy.
What?
It's so inappropriate,
You had
dude.
dreadlocks?
Yeah, while I was an altar boy.
Dude, that might be more offensive than all the priests.
I didn't
and
know
what
about
they did to
appropriation
kids.
at the time. I just thought I was appreciating the culture.
That should be on top. That should be the cover of your first comedy album. Is this kid dreaded out? I would lose it.
Talking about me making dicey comments, dude. You're living dicey.
I loved reggae, and I was like, fuck yeah. To be honest, it was because one person said I wouldn't do it, and I said, well, yeah, I will. And then I had it for 6 years.
I was going to say, how long did it take to get them?
So I grew my hair out for like 6 months, and then I had these short little ones in the beginning, but I let them grow. I let them grow all the way to the bottom, like to the middle of my back.
So you never washed your hair then?
I wash my hair like once a week or so, which is good when you're going through puberty. It's perfect to just wash yourself.
Just smells like BO all the time.
Nah, it was fine, dude.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I will. Maybe you can send me a picture. I'll put it up on the.
That'll be so funny.
Yeah,
Mike, have you seen it?
No,
you haven't seen my dreads.
Never.
Oh, dude,
they're insane.
I stand by them
I didn't even know that you liked reggae. Like none of that is.
Oh, I love reggae.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to reggae all the time. I think that reggae, like people, I sometimes like when I listen to music, it affects my feelings, right? So like I'll listen to like sad music. And I'll be like, oh, maybe I'm like not that happy right now. And then I'll put on reggae and try and like push myself out of it. And it works because it's very joyful music.
I agree.
Yeah. What do you like to listen to?
What am I listening to right now?
Besides Shapiro.
Oh, I'm not a huge Shapiro. I don't have a problem. But
is it because he's Jewish? I love Shapiro, dude.
No, I think he's a real good debater, but I don't know. He's
dude.
all right.
I think he's great.
He's cool.
Dude, I love anyone with opinions,
Yeah, all right.
Anyone with a strong opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you're going to hold him, you got to make sure he's in view.
I feel like you're distracting.
What?
With this teddy bear.
Yeah, I'll put it away so you can focus on your podcast.
I am distracted, dude.
Come on.
Yeah, so what were we back
I talk about it. Sometimes I zone out a little bit and I get distracted. I think it's ADD, probably. Undiagnosed. Yeah. Self-diagnosed. I just also keep thinking about how, never mind.
We're talking about your musical taste.
I used to listen to a lot of hip-hop. I was more like leaning towards underground hip-hop.
All right.
You know what I could really, I don't know how old you guys exactly are, but you probably remember. I had a lot of hip-hop hope. I think if you went back in hip-hop, there was like a time period where there was like, you had a lot of positive hip-hop. You had like your Tribe, you had Arrested Development. Mm-hmm. Then you had your gangster, and then you had a middle, and it just like, the hope was that like the good was going to win and like the kind of positive, but the gangster took it all over. Like if you listen to rap now, it's so, what's this new stuff? It's like, they're all killing each other. It's like trap
it's
rap.
Emo rap. There's a lot of emo
it's not
rap.
it's more, this one's more like, There's a lot of gang calling out, and these guys aren't even made it, and they literally just go out.
Oh,
Like, they hear it on track and just go spray up
very
dudes'
sad.
houses.
I used to work at a nonprofit we would work with some of the young men that were in that world, and it was insane. Like, literally, they would have, like, physical beefs with other guys over SoundCloud rap songs that were getting 200 downloads. And they would be, like, verbally, like, calling each other out, and the only people listening to it would end up being the kid that they called out in the song.
Dude, that's the way. I'll tell you this. I talk shit on my other podcast about an old coworker, and that episode got by far the most downloads out of any episode I've ever done.
Who was the coworker?
Yeah, it was this coworker. It was shady as fuck. It was someone I supervised, and she pulled some shady shit. She used to like cry all the time, and then she quit. Dude,
shady shit. She was crying.
No, she would like not do her work, and then when she would get called out, be like, "Hey, you're not doing your work. You got to do your work." She would just start crying, like that. She'd pull that move. She was like kind of. I didn't think she was attractive, but like a stereotypical like hot girl kind of thing. But she would just
Did you not
like
think she was attractive because she was a bad worker?
No, I didn't think she was attractive, but then I found her like even less attractive once I like started working with her, because I was like, oh, she's got like zero personality. She's a horrible person, just like fucking jerk.
And she found the pod.
No, I told my friends. So, dude, this is what happened. So she goes to this other job. She was working at our office. She goes to the next county, works for them.
Yeah.
And I used to say to my boss, my boss's boss used to be like, Dylan, you need to take a better, role with her and train her because, she's really falling behind. I'm like, I've been trying to. I can't help someone who doesn't want to work, okay, who doesn't want to get better. I can't. You can't. I got also 4 other brand new people that I'm trying to train. So I kept saying that. She quits. She throws me and my supervisor under the bus, being like, they didn't help me enough. My supervisor brings me in. She's like, Dylan, I said that you needed to help her. I was like, she is a liability. I kept putting in emails like, she's a liability in the courtroom. She's going to get someone really like screwed. Always in paper, always that like, so when something bad happens, dude, I find out. She goes to her new job. She ends up getting fired from that job recently because allegedly, she was dating a guy who got a drunk driving arrest. Mm-hmm. And dude, my old job. Like, if you knew anybody who came into that courtroom, if you had any relation, you gotta walk out of the courtroom. Yeah. You can't touch that file. You can't even talk to that person. It doesn't matter if they're your best friend. You can't touch that case.
Right.
Apparently what happened, she was dating this guy. He gets arrested. Not only does she handle the case, the arraignment, she does some shady shit on it.
Oh.
And then just doesn't say anything. The only reason that the office found out, allegedly, is that one of the other employees was out with them the night before drinking. Was drinking with them. And they were hanging out, and then they all got drunk together, and then the guy she was seeing went home and got arrested for drunk driving.
That's funny. Does allegedly actually protect you from in trouble, from libel?
Well, because I'm not saying it's actually true. I'm saying this is the rumors that I've heard.
I'm saying in the world of the courts, if you were like, oh, but I said allegedly a bunch. Yeah, then that counts.
Yeah, because you're not saying it's true. You're saying allegedly. It's the same as like when someone's arrested, they're alleged of a crime. They haven't been convicted.
That seems like such semantics.
Well, it's a difference between saying someone's been, alleged to be a murderer, and then once they're convicted, they are a murderer.
I know, but it's
would you rather have us be like, hey, that guy's a murderer?
But what about this? What about this? Right? Like, say I say a bunch of evil shit about somebody, and I'm presenting that it's truth, but then I did say allegedly in the past once. Does that count?
I mean,
why does it matter?
Because I'm truly saying, like, this is what I heard, this is what I think happened, and this is how I'm saying. And if this is what actually, I don't know. I don't know if it's true. Okay. So I honestly am not saying it's true.
And you love gossip,
but
you always gossip. Are using.
I'm a goss queen, dude. I love some goss. I love the hot goss.
Yeah. Which you weren't in? I don't know. Are we allowed to even talk about where you work?
Yeah, I was in Middlesex County.
That's not Dedham, though.
No, Dedham is, I think, in the South Shore, right?
That was my
South Shore. That's Essex County.
Yeah, I was in there since from 7th grade on. I had a probation officer in Dedham courts.
What was her name? And what's her Instagram?
Oh no, I'm not gonna say her name. But like real ass. And I remember,
let's dox her. Dude, get her,
bro. I found out that it happened once I was living here. It was like recent, like a couple months ago. She got fired for this alleged reason.
Yeah.
and I found out, and I immediately like called my friends, and I was like, dude, I fucking told you, dude.
She's a
I
liability.
told you she's a liability.
Wow.
That screws, like, thank God she was the supervisor. But if that happened under a supervisor's, like, watch,
Yeah.
when they don't know, they can't do anything about it, the whole court would have been screwed.
Why is there all this training? Isn't that what law school is for?
No, law school teaches you, like, everything about the law, kind of how to, like, think like a lawyer. And then when you get a job, they teach you, like, how to be that specific type of lawyer.
Okay. It's
like there are certain, like in your third year, there are certain like clinicals where you can get like, and like internships that kind of teach you how to be a lawyer. But like law school is just about like working you and giving you a lot of work and preparing you to like read and analyze and think like a lawyer.
Are you surprised that he's smart, Mike? It's
really.
so surprising to me that he's smart
Yeah, I
enough
know,
to
it
pass the
surprises
bar.
me too, dude. I was a trial attorney, dude. I was in court every single day. I'm a great lawyer. That's
Yeah.
why I'm such a good comedian. I have such a fucking good stage presence. Dude,
Allegedly.
it bothered me. We were in
Allegedly.
the car the other day, and Jack goes, and I thought about this for like 3
God.
days. Jack goes, you know, me and you, I think we have the same problem as like our stage presence. And I've been thinking about that for like 3 days, dude. Because I feel like that's all I have is a very good stage presence. And you were like, lumped me in,
No.
dude, and I've been thinking about it.
You know what?
High pressure situations. This is what we do here.
I think it's just you're grotesque to look at. I think that's what I meant. So
We've been talking about that.
you should start a like follow my journey Instagram to getting slimmer. I think that would do well for you on Instagram and on the reels.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people care about weight loss journey, and you need to be on that path.
This is how Jack recruits new people into his CrossFit cult. He's like, "Hey, you're looking a little fat there.
Dude, I
you
mean, Jack
ever
calls
think about
me-
killing yourself?"
I love going doing that.
Dude, Jack calls me fat all the time. We used to be CrossFit pals together.
Oh, no shit.
Not at
Yeah.
the same gym, but you know, my gym was better.
Are you
Yeah.
guys flipping tires?
I've flipped a tire before.
Yeah, that seems like not not good.
There's
did it when
definitely
I
some
was in.
unsafe things that
Like
I
if you
skip.
do it right, sure, but if like you just send me in, I'm just gonna rip every muscle in your back.
Yeah.
You probably just start rolling it because that would be way more effective way to move it.
Yeah, see, that's smart.
Dude, were you a high school athlete?
I was on the football team, but I like didn't play. And then I
didn't either.
rode crew, and I was good. I rode crew, and I was kind of a beast. 15th in the country. We
did
went
you,
to nationals. We were good.
Wow.
In high school?
Yeah, we went to nationals. We were beasts.
What about college? Did you play rugby in college?
I played rugby in college,
too,
but
dude.
again,
Me
I
too,
didn't.
dude.
I didn't really.
Oh, I
play.
played. I started, dude.
You did. What's college though?
Yeah, it's college. I started in college.
What school?
Siena, small school.
Okay.
But like I played a good amount. We had a club team. Dude, apparently our school now is like they just won like the championship.
Yeah.
Like for their division. Yeah, they
Beast
became
of
like
the
a
East?
professional team. No. They
Oh.
like became a not professional,
college
but like
team.
they're not
D3
D1,
or
but
something.
like
It's
whatever
like-
it is.
To be honest, my only regret in college was not playing rugby sooner because I didn't play until I was a junior, and it was so fun.
Oh, dude.
It was
I played
great.
freshman year. The social aspect.
Oh, dude. I mean, I was.
What was what were some of the things? Because this is Jack and Mike both sober. Jack is famously sober.
Yeah.
Big seltzer drinker.
Famously. Yep. I crushed.
Do you want
lot
a
of
seltzer?
I would
I got
love a
some.
seltzer actually.
Well, you want me to get you one?
Yes, I would love.
All right, Michael.
Yeah, we did this last week. Next time we're lining the seltzers up. But yeah, do your thing.
Well, we did.
Yeah.
Me and Ray did alcoholic seltzers,
so
but I'll get
me
you
and
a.
Jack will,
Disgusting.
we go do the thing. We
Yeah,
got it.
go
We-
get us drinks while we talk.
We can hang it. Yeah. So how long you quit drinking? A long time ago, right?
7 years ago, 7.5 years ago now.
Word. Do you miss it?
I don't miss it at all.
I don't miss it for. That's the thing, because like some people do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't miss it at all.
I
Like,
mean-
I have a realistic view of what it would be like.
It would be horrible. My life would go to shambles immediately. I have a relapse planned a little bit. When my mom dies, that's gonna fuck me up pretty bad. But like, that's kind of.
Is your mom sick?
No. It's just,
Oh, that's so weird.
Jesus, imagine the answer was yes.
Well, that would make more sense. It's like, no, she's perfectly healthy. She's only 55. But you know, when it comes, I'm getting bummed.
No, I mean, I like.
It's almost like Jack's planning. His mom's like, as she's going out, like Jack's bringing in 30 packs, like he's having a high school party. His dad's like, dude, what's going on? You don't even drink. He's like, well, you know.
I'm cutting the brakes in her car.
Jesus, Mike's always asking those hard-hitting questions. Dude, imagine he was like, yeah, she's dying. What a downer this podcast would have become.
Well, no, I would have spun it.
Yeah.
That's true,
I
okay.
think it's a fair question.
about
I mean,
the
my
spin?
answer was kind of fucked up.
I mean, what's
his
your-
question was good.
What is your relapse plan? Like when it happens?
No, I mean, I assume I'll probably lock myself in some sort of hotel room and get 230 racks and just be gone for a weekend in like Montana. Just drive, tell nobody.
Yeah. I was a non-depressed. Were you a person
really
who-
glazed
would you
over
drink-
that.
Okay, you guys still would you drink? Like if you felt sad, you would maybe think to have a drink.
No, to be honest, it was like I was sad because I was drinking.
Yes.
So the following day, I would usually be very sad, and then I would just be like, to get out of this, I'd get myself hyped for the possibilities of the upcoming night, and it's like, oh, I'll get fucked up, it'll be fun, and then it would just end. It was sort of like a negative feedback loop a little bit, but I'd feel way better sober, and I never like have to. Whenever I have to apologize, it's for something that I like genuinely did, which is nice, you know?
Oh,
like,
God. Instead of the shame of like, what did I do last night?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And I was like mean, dude. Like I would, like one of my last nights when I was living in the Caribbean, I was like,
Hang on a second.
Yeah.
You were mean as a drunk? What?
Yeah.
Dude, you are a mean person sober.
well, just
You're a very
people.
genuine, nice person, but you are an asshole.
Are you like the drunk uncle? Like, give me a lecture for not being tall enough. They'd be like, you never been tall enough.
That's your uncle?
No, but like that. Those are the like type. You'll meet like a drunken Irish uncle. They'll be telling you something like you screwed it up. That's like you were born with like a leg that's too short. Like it's your fault. Yeah. You just don't know what to say at the end. Like, what do you want me to do exactly with this info?
Pretty much, but yeah, I would be.
What was your last night in the Caribbean? So you were living in the Caribbean,
Dude,
right?
For
a while.
Yeah, I lived
you were
in the
like
Caribbean
a
for
boat
like
captain.
7 months. No, I lived on a boat.
Oh, I thought
didn't.
he was.
No, I wasn't the
I think
captain.
when you
Captain
are-
Jack.
Captain, see, it all makes sense. Captain Jack.
When you are the only guy living on a boat, I think you are the captain, though.
Yes,
That's a good
That's-
point.
You
Actually,
were-
that is-
I would be putting that on resumes, dude. I used to be a boat captain.
Dude, I would be, definitely in your Instagram bio, former boat captain.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I would just get. I could say some mean things. I could definitely say some mean things.
Tell us. Did you have any?
I would play it fast and loose with the word dyke. I would like. I remember blacking out really bad one night. Well, like my two last weeks in the Caribbean, on the Caribbean or whatever, and I woke up on a couch, butt naked, and these friends that I had made, they were like, "Oh, Jack, last night was bad." I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh, that's
and they're like,
horrible.
"Dude, you were in." So I was like, "Where are my clothes?" Like, dude, you peed all over yourself, and like we had to like wash you off in the sink, and it was horrible, dude. And then I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, we were at the bar, and there's a woman who owns like a hotel down there. It's like almost like a hostel, and it's like she was at the bar with us. She like met us out there." And you just kept calling her dyke, and just be like, "You're a fucking dyke." And I was like,
Was she?
Shit. I have no idea,
Oh,
dude.
my
Which is
God.
like not something I would ever do.
Well, I mean, technically, you did it, so it
I
is
didn't
something.
do it, but I like.
It's like legally speaking.
It is something you would do.
And this is all alleged. I don't remember it. So
Yeah, dude, they got an open case for you for hate speech in the Caribbean.
But I just felt so bad about it because it's like, she didn't deserve that. You know, it's
Yeah,
just so mean.
It's almost like temporary insanity.
It's crazy, dude.
'Cause you're like, it doesn't make any sense. But in the drunk mind, some things are so dumb. You think you're breaking through. You're like, no, I gotta say this comment, and it's like an insult to someone, but it's gonna break. You're like, no, I'm trying to help. You're like, it's not gonna help.
It's not gonna help, dude. It didn't even make any sense. You
Yeah.
know, there was no reason for me to hit this woman with "you're a dyke a bunch." You know.
Do you have any good like when did you start drinking?
I to be honest, I started drinking kind of late in high school because I was scared of it because I'd seen it fuck up some of my family, and I was like, "This is gonna be a problem." And then immediately my first night, I was like, "Oh no, this is great."
Didn't you tell me that? Didn't you tell me? I remember you said that, and your mom was like, Jack, it'll be fine.
Yeah, I remember I was like probably 14 or 15, and I remember like crying to my mom, being like, "There's gonna be alcohol at this party. I'm fucking scared. I don't want to do it. I'm fucking scared." And I was like really worried about it. And she was like, "Jack, you're in high school. People drink. It's fine. Like, don't worry about it. Her advice was always just don't be the last to leave the party." And I wasn't in the long term, you know?
He was just the first to black out.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing. I would have parties at my house sometimes, and I would get very nervous about people having a good time. And so then I would black out before the party started. Like I missed all the parties I had.
Dude, I didn't throw a lot of parties, but when I did, that was not my concern. Was not my friend's good time. Dude, my friends rolled up. My first, like, he rolls up in his Montero. I live in like outside of the city. Dude, front lawn, parks a car sideways. I live in like an all Jewish neighborhood. This is not gonna fly. Like my friends were all trying to destroy. Like I before my friends came over, I took all the valuables and money and hid them. And as I was hiding them, dude, a couple of them came in the room because they were searching for what I had just. So I was like, I was right, you know. Like, these guys it was like pirates.
Those are not good friends,
dude. Hey, dude, high school parties where I was, if you were a freshman and you were throwing one, you'd just be like, this kid's life is over. Sometimes they'd move. Like their parents would move out of town. They'd be like, we're leaving this town because they would just get, ambushed.
They just stole the house.
I had a great house. I had great party for houses because I lived on the street like that was down a gully. So there was like tons of parking available and there was no real neighbors.
Yeah,
so
that's the key.
It was amazing. I had parties with like 70 to 100 people, like just going nuts. And I would always just be like wasted walking around like, are you having fun? Are you having a fun time?
Would your parents be there?
No. My parents would. When my parents went to adopt my sister, they had to go to China. Mm-hmm. I threw like a 2-week just like insane amount of parties. It was great. It was so fun.
Dude, I threw one party my senior year of high school. I threw like a graduation party, and my parents let me do it. I was like, could I have some? And dude, it was like a movie where in the morning I told like 3 people. Yeah, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna have a couple people. I was legit nervous that nobody would come. Nobody would show up.
They'll find it if you can provide a place for kids to drink. They're going to find it.
Well, because I was like, people are going to bring probably their own alcohol in my parents. And this is like before it became such a liability when like kids would like get fucked up and like drive and die. And then
what do you mean before? That's been forever.
No, but like I'm saying what
is he talking about?
Parents. No, what I'm saying is before like the host is where the host was getting, sued and losing everything.
Your parents could go to jail.
So like I would never do that now. I would never even ask my parents to do that now. Well, now it doesn't matter. But
you can't have a couple 30-year-olds to drink.
If I was in high school,
like in our 30s, we're like, Mrs. Krasinski, do you mind if we drink some beers in the backyard? And then we do, and we're like, your parents are like, you can never have these guys over again. If Jack still drank, he's just exposed himself to his mom. He's like, you're a dyke.
Just pissing all over my parents' clothes. He's like, why are you in their room?
Dude, one of my good friends, I went to a party at his house. He used to have parties at his house, and one night their parents came home and I was butt naked on their couch in my own urine. I peed on their personal home couch, right? And she like had to like peel me off of the couch and like dress me. And for like years she kind of didn't like me. And I could never understand it really. And then
she saw how small your penis was.
And then she like, when I got sober, every time I see her now, she's like, oh, it's so good to see you. I'm so happy for you. She's always like so kind. And I used to be like, wow, she's kind of a bitch. And now I'm like, oh, that was like a bad experience. Like you should dislike somebody who does that to your property.
Just naked, pissed all over the couch.
So you used to throw parties too?
No, I only threw one. And let me tell you, like, I thought nobody was going to show up. I told like 3 of my friends, and dude, it was one of those ones. It was like, it starts at, hey, everyone come over at 7:00. Mm-hmm. It was like 7:30. No one was there. I'm like, God damn, nobody's coming. What a loser I am, dude. It like 7:31, and all of a sudden it was just like 150 people in my backyard.
That's kind of early.
Yeah,
like, usually that could happen like, and then it would be about like 9 or 10.
It lasted.
Start rolling.
You've been to my neighborhood.
Yeah,
you've been to my house.
Setup.
And dude, it was like 3 blocks in each direction, just cars all over the place. And it was. And the cops didn't come, but my parents were both like, "Yeah, this needs to end." There's like a fucking 150 17 and 18-year-old kids here. They all got to go. And I was like, I agree. But it was wild, dude.
You definitely don't want to be the cool parent.
No,
like,
no way. Dude.
I do not want my kids to be like, oh yeah, my dad's chill with it. It's like, no, dude.
Well, usually the cool parent is in like a personal life crisis.
Yes.
So it's usually like the divorce just happened. The mom's like she's like now dating, like doing ecstasy with like teenagers.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? What's going on? She's fallen down, and we're just reaping the benefits of this person's life.
Right. I feel like usually it's the mom is a nurse. I feel like the mom is a nurse, and the hours are weird, and she's a single parent.
Yeah,
and that's
not a cool. That's not a cool mom. That's just like someone who's just never
like worn
home.
out.
Yeah,
she's just tired. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You know what's a fun thing that happened at that party? One of it was the first time like my childhood friends, like one of my childhood friends who lived up the block came to that party and met like some of my high school friends, which was kind of cool. I was like, oh, this is fun. It's like a meeting of the world. And then
you're bringing people together.
Yeah. And then I remember at the end of the night, my buddy who died, unfortunately, but
how'd he die?
It was bad.
Yeah, well, all right. Well,
Suicide.
Suicide.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was a while ago. But that night, dude, it was they get into an argument.
Why'd he commit suicide?
I mean, no, we're not going to get into that, dude. Jesus
really
Christ, Jack.
Darkness.
Good Lord.
I just kidding.
Good God, dude. Let's talk about your mom getting a terminal illness. That'll really liven
For
things
the record,
up.
Jack's mom is fine.
Yeah, she is fine. That we know of.
Podcast
I mean,
been in here.
we have been sitting here for an hour, so, things could have happened.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you got me fucking distracted, dude. We're trying to keep it light and silly and fun, and fucking
Do either of you think you would be kind of a cool parent?
No.
No.
Not at all, dude.
Well, we're on the same page. Because a lot of my friends were like, dude, I'm be so cool. I'm like, dude, I'm not cool. I'm not cool with anything.
This is something I don't like about me. I'm not cool now, dude. If someone's like, hey, let's do this, I'm like, that's going to get us in trouble.
going backwards, dude. My son comes out as homosexual. He's going to camp. We're praying that shit away, dude. I'm going back years.
Let's get into the real. What if your daughter is, as you like to call him, a dyke? That's where the real problem is. Jack's real enemy.
I don't call
Pretty sure we're not allowed to say that word.
Yeah, I don't feel good that I just said it. I feel like I've been entrapped on our podcast. This is just going to be on the CNN clip, just like, dyke.
Dude, this is going to be the episode they pull when I get SNL. So,
But now that we've
I
mentioned
definitely
it,
got to cut
just so that we,
the other thing that we talked about.
What is that word? Like a dike is a water thing. Like no one's ever explained to me.
That's a good point. I have no idea.
It's not a derogatory, or is it a derogatory?
It's derogatory for sure.
It has to do with waterfalls, right?
I think that
like
women
it's like
Two ladies make them waterfall. You know what I mean?
I don't know. That's
Yeah. I
like
think
what
that
my
has
like
nothing to do with it, but-
15-year-old brain would think, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's my 15-year-old brain right there.
I don't know why it's offensive. I do know that it is, but I do think that women in that community probably are. They can do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Right.
If you can use your own slur, like we can sit on here and say cracker, but
Whoa, chill, bro.
it honestly feels weird saying it too. I feel there's a lot of hate behind it.
It's kind of a weird one.
It's a real lame one. I'll tell you that.
It doesn't pop for some reason. It's not as funny.
Yeah, no.
I don't care if someone.
It's not as
called me
crisp as dyke.
I feel like when someone calls me a cracker, the problem with it would be is like, dude, I'm not in a position like I'm not in charge of shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Jack, what are some of your favorite racial slurs to say? No.
Come on.
Anyway.
So this party, your
Yes.
friend who committed suicide, he comes up to you
So
after.
no.
He says, "Hey, protect me in the future." You say, "Yeah, whatever."
Dude, he was a tough kid. I remember that was one of the things growing up. He was a couple years, like 3 years older than me. He used to always fight. Like he was just like reckless, dude. He was so brave, dude. Like no fear. And
Truly no fear.
Well, he gets into an argument. I turn around and he's like talking to a couple of these like these couple like cool high school kids at my school, and I was like, oh yeah, these guys are such dicks, dude. And he's talking to them and they start arguing with him. Dude, he fucking, it's like three like big like fucking athletes. Dude, he like a movie fucking flicks out a knife. And I was like, holy shit, dude.
This kid's bad.
I was like,
This kid's bad news.
we gotta end this party.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna get stabbed.
That's not good.
I didn't actually.
But that
see
was a fun
coming.
thing.
I thought you were going a different way with
No,
it.
he fucking
No,
flicked
no.
out. He didn't do anything, but he was like, yeah, you guys want to fight like 3-on-1, and he like flicked out like a switchblade.
This kid had some issues, apparently.
No, he's a good guy. He was a great guy, dude.
Nice.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Keep it rolling.
Why is suicide so touchy?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? How could you? This should
What
be
do you
the
mean,
opposite
dude?
question.
I think it's terrible.
I think we should, bring to the light, man. That's how.
Listen, if you want to go on someone else's podcast and talk about fucking
Talk about
awareness, dude, yeah, go for it. We try to keep it light here. Fucking the bits that you were doing before with having the stuffed animal blow you. That's really our lane. That's what we like to do here.
All right.
Sea Otter Town Hall.
No, Sea Otter were pretty clean. That's more Jack was bringing his Jackness into it.
Mike, when did you quit drinking?
Dude, it's a long time ago now. It must be 15 years ago.
But you were smoking doobies too, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't like the problem.
Are you still smoking doobies?
Off and on, trying to get off.
Get in that mic.
That
baby.
wasn't the for me. That wasn't like the. If I was when I was drinking, really drinking, I wouldn't even smoke weed because it would get in the way. Like on a Friday, I wouldn't even smoke because it would slow down
the goal.
It'd slow my drinking down. You got that different vibe going.
Yeah, I was lucky. I never even liked weed, so it wasn't like one of those things when I quit drinking. It was like, oh, maybe I'll just smoke more pot. It was just like, I hate weed, so I think that's
kind of a good thing.
Definitely. I feel lucky about that.
Did you have a rock bottom, Jack?
Well, I almost tried to kill myself when I was living in the Caribbean, dude.
Is that's a true story?
Yeah,
can you tell it on the pod? No. I mean, dude, you were the one who wanted to talk about suicide the whole
not
fucking.
Really like a funny thing to talk about.
I mean, you made
it funny. He's like, it's not funny when it's about me.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Your dumbass friend in Long Island. It's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna fucking kill yourself in the most beautiful place on earth.
Yeah, no, that was I don't know. I would drink too much and I would feel really depressed, and I hated where my life was going, and so I was kind of just like whatever. I was being dramatic. Yeah. If we're being honest. I was being very dramatic.
Then you got sober and started doing stand-up comedy. Wow.
That's right. And now
really
I'm never
turned
depressed.
it all around.
A real cry for help with the stand-up.
But no, I mean, that's why.
No, dude, you're doing great now. Married.
I'm married.
Newly married.
Everything I have now is because of sobriety.
Yeah. How long do you think that the marriage will last?
5 to 7.
Okay.
Which is pretty good.
And she'll leave you, obviously, right?
Well, that's why I keep you away from her. I don't want you.
No, dude.
I know what you do with other men's wives.
You're too good of a friend, Mike.
Oh my God.
I would never do that.
Oh, that's awful.
I'm sorry. I know that you probably don't want me to bring that up.
No, dude. Why would we want that? I mean, honestly, the things we talked about today will probably get a lot of listeners now. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Probably not. Podcasts are hard to get people to listen to.
Yeah, you know.
We're growing. We're growing at the Sea Otter.
Yeah, we got 1,000 a week.
Why is it called the Sea Otter? 1,000 a week, really?
Yeah. No, we don't.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, well, cut that out and just say yes.
Yeah, no, we are. We get like 1,000 a week, but we're growing slowly. Sea Otter. So before Mike came on, I was doing it with a buddy of mine, Christian. He's not a comic, but he's incredibly funny.
Do you believe that, Mike?
I don't know.
Dude, I mean, if you ever saw the clips that I did before.
I think I used to watch those.
Yeah, before Mike. I mean, those were all with my buddy Christian. They got a ton of views. I thought he was
your brother.
No, he's my brother's friend.
No, because I do know your brother. I thought this was another one of your brothers. I don't know why he seemed like he's got that vibe.
Yeah, I think I'm hanging out with him tonight, actually.
Okay.
If you guys want to come. I mean, plans.
Jesus
Christ. He does this every...
Why does he do that? Why does he do that?
He assumes that you're just not going to be able to get out of it.
Yeah, I put you in a high-pressure situation. Wriggle out of this, dude.
It's so freakish.
Rob wriggle out of this, dude.
It's classic Long Island, like, pyramid scheme technique.
Listen, we're going to go to this bar. I got a bunch of laundry machines that I got to move. You buy 2, you get another guy to buy those 2 from you. We're making money.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a pyramid scheme. Yeah.
Exactly, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude.
But
keep up, Michael.
I heard laundry's a good business to be in.
Yeah, it's a laundry, dude. And then you work with the mob and you get rid of the bodies. What were we talking about before?
We haven't been really talking about anything.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, it was something we were.
Is this going okay?
Yeah, I think
was it better with Ray?
Yeah, it was better with Ray.
I think this is fine.
No, this is going good. It's going good.
I think that's the key to this part right now. It goes the way it goes.
Yeah, because it's the flow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mike, have you ever had a podcast before this?
No, I don't think so.
You should have a morning radio show.
I may have like I don't if I do a podcast, I want to make sure that they're like it's not necessarily comedy. I'm gonna be saying some
crass,
stuff.
Some irreverent humor.
Yeah, I'll cover stuff like the Canadian truckers. I'm following all that stuff.
Yeah. When did you become right wing?
See, I don't think I am right wing.
Well, libertarian.
You would be wrong.
Well, I don't know. I voted like people would be like, I would say after Obama.
Okay.
Like I voted for Obama the first term, and when he, I was like, when he didn't do like he went the way he went, I was like, oh, okay, I'm not for this.
So you went the opposite way.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was more of like a JFK type guy.
What do you mean?
Like he was going to be a traditional Democrat as opposed to more. He was
Disbanding the CIA, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, he was socialist.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm not for.
You hate socialism.
Yes.
Why?
Well, because it's the most. It's
'Cause it leads to
absolute corruption.
Communism and destroys a country,
It's
dude.
top down. It couldn't be any more top down. It's like, hey, you don't even keep your own goods. We take them. We'll give you a fair share back,
Listen,
right, Jack?
I will say
take
this.
care of you, buddy.
I don't know.
Would you want me to be in charge? Like, you give me everything you own, and then you're like, oh, can I, And I'm just like, nah.
Dude, we already give the government so much of our money, and they do such a bad
That's
job.
what I mean. It's efficiency
doing it, like
Right,
helping us.
right.
Also, I trust, like, you ever talk to like my sister-in-law's family is all from Poland, so they lived through socialism and communism, and like they've experienced that, and they've legit said they're all huge Trump guys because they're like, we've seen what socialism does to a country. It absolutely destroys it. I'm not smart enough, but I do trust the people who are like, I'm living through it and it's really bad.
Yeah.
Or I've lived through it and see that and it shouldn't happen. So I like all these fucking legit communists in Brooklyn.
I would
So
like less government involved in my life.
Fiscally, you're conservative, but are you socially conservative as well?
Probably.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be, like, when you say right wing, people associate you with the Republican Party.
Right.
So if you were to like, I would say there's probably 3 people in the Republican Party that I would trust.
Who's
and
that?
all the rest, I would say Rand Paul, Jim Jordan, and there's like maybe one other guy. I can't think of his name.
So
And-
no women.
No.
I love
no.
Tulsi Gabbard, dude.
Tulsi's got, I agree with
She's
a lot
kind
of
of
stuff she says.
she's like a moderate. She's like
Yeah.
an independent more than she's
Yeah.
a registered Democrat, but she's a kind of in the middle, I think.
Yeah, I would be one of those people who's like, I think the Republican and Democratic Party are the same. I think it's a total
Right.
Like what they say, it doesn't matter what they say.
Dude,
it
it's
just matters
it's
what they do. What
it's
they
professional wrestling. I was
Yeah.
talking about that. It is politics has become professional wrestling where it's meaningless, and like the government does things obviously, but like this whole show that they put on, dude, these guys are talking on TV about how much like they hate each other, and then they're eating lunch together, they're hanging out. They don't give a shit.
All I
They're-
care is who you're sponsored by, right? If you're both sponsored by Pfizer, at the end of the day, I don't care if you yell at each other.
You're putting on a show,
Here.
and everybody's believing it. That's
Actually,
the
you're
problem.
not vax, right?
No, I'm an anti-vaxxer.
Jesus.
Can you put your mask on for the rest of the pod, please?
I've already covered this.
Dude, I'm about to get my 4th one. I just want to keep getting them, baby.
How many? You only
No,
got 3?
I just got I got
3.
2. I got sick. I got COVID in October when everybody was getting the booster,
Yeah.
so I didn't get it. But now I'm going to Aruba, and I either have
gotta
to
get it.
test negative before I go, like within 24 hours, and I don't want to have some weird, like, fucking
pain in
false
the ass.
positive
Yeah,
within
yeah.
24 hours. So I might just get the booster so they don't test you, which doesn't make sense either because you could still
What
spread
country is Aruba under?
it. I think it's under Sweden, maybe?
No.
Yeah, it is. Denmark?
Those are 2 different countries.
Like
No, but it's like
when I
one
flew
of
to
those
Florida,
countries.
All like the hype that people were saying was, I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, Florida.
No, but anywhere at that time, in the
Okay.
States, like they said, they're like, dude, you're gonna have to you don't have to do anything. You just go there, and it's.
Did you have a mask on in the airport?
I think on the plane I did for a while. Yeah.
Did that crush your soul?
Dude, Jack was really hoping for the first time I didn't, but after they dragged me off and labeled me a flight risk, I decided to wear it.
Well, when you're on the way to Florida, you kind of know who you're rolling with, so they're not. You kind of lift it.
That's a good point.
They don't care. They
Yeah.
don't care.
I got annoyed as fuck, to be honest, when I flew to France and I had the mask on and then I fell asleep and like obviously the mask like fell down a little bit. The woman woke me up.
Dude, that's BS. dude.
The flight attendant woke me up to pull up my mask. I was like, you know how hard it is to fall asleep on a plane? Very difficult. Let me sleep, lady. Pull the mask up for me, you fucking dyke.
Jack's relapsing on the flight to France.
Dude, that was the so after I was in the Caribbean, I flew to Australia.
Yeah.
And I did that classic thing when you're younger, when you like buy a flight, you literally take the cheapest, not considering like any sort of layovers or anything.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
so I took a flight from the Caribbean to Australia. I had an 18-hour layover in LA. I saved like $60, right? But then I ended up just getting blacked out in the LA airport and, spent $200. And it was, I blacked out before I got on the plane. I fell asleep on the plane and I peed myself in the plane. Right? And then I wake up we're like landing. So that's a long flight, LA to Australia. And I don't remember any of it, right? And so I wake up and I pee myself. I'm like, oh, fuck. And so I got to go into the like little station to like change my clothes. It was a nightmare. And then the guy next to me, this Australian guy's like, yeah, mate. It's like, mate, you really traveled on last night, mate. And I was like, oh shit. He's like, yeah, mate. You kept hitting on the stewardess. I was like, oh shit, dude. I was that guy. That's so bad. He was laughing. Dude. He was like, it was pretty fucking funny. I was like,
oh my God.
I was fucked up, dude.
Did you make friends with that guy? I feel like
we had a good time.
I would have exchanged numbers, dude, and been like, you're my pal.
I mean, I made him laugh.
Holy
at my
shit,
expense.
dude.
I was a big peer, if you haven't picked that up.
Yeah,
I peed myself a lot. You ever pee yourself drinking? Never?
No. One time.
Okay.
One time, I guess, and I knew because it isn't in me to do it, and I didn't know what happened. I knew my pants were wet, so I was like trying to figure it out. I'm like, someone must have dumped something on me. What happened was in the middle of the night, I tried to get up. Someone told me, and I was pretty wasted. But the other kid I was with there was like a lot of blackouts, and it was his dorm. And for some reason, they said like as I was trying to get up, he held me down. But I wasn't like I don't remember any of it, so I wasn't awake. Because if I was awake, I would have like flipped out. There would have been.
Yeah.
So I just must have fell asleep. It was forced. I was forced. That was the only time. I think I would have quit drinking. That would have been. That's the way I am. That's something I would have been like. I can't stand. I didn't even pee my pants as a kid. So.
Oh, dude, I peed my pants like overnight as a sober kid for until I was like 10, dude.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Do you think that has any effect of like your weight problems now?
No, maybe, maybe it's like something, I think you know what it is? I've been talking to a therapist, as I think everybody should, but the problem is I think I'm smarter than him. So it's, it's a problem.
You should probably bring that up.
You know what? I should. I'm also
some
nervous.
Sort of ego on you.
I'm nervous to like tell him things. I'm like scared he'll judge me because I'm a people pleaser. Because I don't want to sell him something, and then like I want him to give me these like perfect insights. Being like, I see all these like therapists on like TikTok, and they're like, "This is what you need." I'm like, "Oh my God, that solved all my problems." But like, he's just like, we'll be like, "Well, what do you think is the problem there?" And I'm like, I don't know. But I'm like nervous to disappoint him, so I just never tell. I don't lie to him, but like I just like don't tell him
you ever
everything.
Find yourself like making up the story you're gonna tell him?
Dude, I've like made a list. I'm like,
you lied to
talk
him?
about. No.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'll be like, oh, this is what I want to talk about now because I don't know. It's also like I got a pretty good life, so
Right, you don't have much to bitch about.
But
maybe bring up like the weight stuff.
I think I set myself up for failure. What is that called? Like I'm afraid of success. Yes, I think I self-sabotage.
Okay.
I think you've been successful.
I know, but even despite my self-sabotaging nature, I am like successful. So imagine, dude, I'd be Kevin Hart if I didn't have self-sabotaging tendencies.
That is a funny reference, though. Like that's who you'd be.
I'd be Kevin Hart, dude. It would be me and The Rock, me and Dwayne at the Super Bowl, not Kevin and Dwayne.
Yeah. Kevin Hart's success is all based on the fact that he didn't put himself down.
Yeah, he's not. He's very motivated, dude. He's
could be. I don't know. I had something I wanted to ask you about, Mike.
We usually we have yet to do a podcast where we don't get into politics at some point. I'm swearing that we're going to hit an episode where I'm like, no politics, but
why?
Well, it's boring, dude.
It is, yeah, but it's also kind of right now. It's like
unless they're fun.
Yeah,
but
there's like.
I mean,
we also got to go back. Did we talk about the? There's this model with Down syndrome, and she's pretty attractive, and it relates to your joke, dude, about how Yeah,
it doesn't matter how attractive she is, big guy. You can't date her. Those are the rules in dating.
Have you heard this joke?
We talked about this.
Have you heard this joke that Kerrigan does?
No.
He talks
I feel like the tone Jack has was he's going to be on a different. He's like, I feel like you should be able to.
Well,
date.
my thing is, tits don't know they're retarded.
Oh. Very surprised. Didn't think you were going that route.
I'm just kidding.
God, dude.
You got to delete that.
We're keeping it all in.
That's like perfectly cancelable. There's no like, you usually like, well, you didn't see the context. It's like, tits don't know that they're retarded. It'd be funny to see you be like, no, you got it wrong. It's like, They're there.
Yeah.
You focus on. It's not the.
Yeah, my Joe Rogan apology video wouldn't make a lot of sense.
God,
But
dude.
I think that would be the way to do it.
Do what?
Do it as a full bit. Like digging yourself way worse.
Oh man.
That's gonna be the clip, dude. Clip it. Dude, we're putting it in. I will say, but we talked about this. She's attractive. I bet she's like fucking the queen of the DS community.
No, dude, she has definitely been pursued by what is it called? Non-retarded men.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's what it's called. That's the politically
What's
correct
She's
vernacular.
definitely got, like, men who don't have Down syndrome have tried to date this woman. It's almost hard to tell that she has Down syndrome. Almost. So,
Except with her forearms, I said.
and I assume that even after they recognize that she has Down syndrome, dude, men are fucking bad.
Oh yeah. That's why you got to make clear rules with men.
Right.
You can't be like, well, it's like no under any. You can't.
Yeah.
Dude, Kerrigan's doing this joke. That can I give it to the?
You're gonna do the joke.
It's so funny. I'm not gonna do it, but like
Yeah, do your
the
thing,
idea
buddy.
is hilarious, dude. It kills me because he says Kerrigan's going that that a guy with Down syndrome can date someone who doesn't have Down syndrome, but a man could never date a girl with Down syndrome.
Right.
And he says, like, if we were in a bar and a dude with Down syndrome came in with like 2 smoking hot models on his arms,
It'd be sick.
just making out with them, buying them drinks, we'd be like, that guy's the man. Like, look
Right.
at that guy. He's living his best life. But if a dude came in with 2 girls with Down syndrome on their arms and he just starts making out with both of them, we'd be like, we got to kill that guy. We got to bring him outside, beat the shit out of him because that's not okay.
That's definitely the double standard in the world that needs to be addressed the most.
Yeah, Jack's like, well, why not buy him a drink? You ever think of that? Get to know him.
I don't know. It is weird. I do agree. That's exactly how
It's
I
a
would
very
feel.
silly and funny joke, dude. But I'm
My cousin's got Down syndrome.
Really?
I grew up with a cousin with Down syndrome.
How big are her tits?
The man.
How big is his tits?
Hey, I don't know, but he's strong, so don't get him heated.
What was that like?
He was much older, so it was different. But he was super cool.
Yeah, dude, Down syndrome people are sick, dude. Some of my favorite follows on Instagram are guys with Down syndrome. And not in like
Wait,
an
what?
ironically way. They're just like, they're funny.
They follow you?
No. I follow them.
I thought you were about to say that you had a bunch of fans with Down syndrome who were just like following you at a rapid pace, dude.
That would be awesome, dude. I'm looking for any angle.
I
so-
will say this though, and I don't know if I've said this before, but I remember being around. I was working for a kid who has Down syndrome, and my dad knows he's like super high functioning.
Yeah.
And he's like a charmer. I realize that, like the way he recognized. My dad is so impressed because we don't know. We see him like every 20 years, and he knows his ear name. He's like, "Hey, Martin," and he like says stuff, and I was like, "Wow!" And I thought this kid was gonna automatically be like, think I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
And as it went on, it turns out like that's all a scheme. The kid was totally that whole thing when he says and he
Just
talks about his
charming.
swimming. He knows exactly what's going on. I was in a bedroom like painting. It was like 150 degrees. This kid is lounged out on the bed with the AC, just lounged. That's fine. But I'm just sitting there and like on his porch, and I'm like it's sweat in my eyes, like I'm barely even alive. And he looks and he says something. I thought he was gonna be like something nice, and he goes, "Hey, why don't you hurry up and get the fuck out of my room or something?" And I was like, and it struck me. I'm like, yeah, why? If Down syndrome people, they're not going to look up to a guy like me. They want like an athlete. They see me like, this guy's a loser. I don't want to be this guy.
I would love to see a kid with Down syndrome just like reading how to influence people or like
How to win friends and influence people. That's funny.
Oh, this kid knew what he was doing, man. He was
That's
going.
funny.
Dude, you turned me on to these guys.
Sean and Marley.
The 2 kids with Down syndrome.
Sean
who
and
cook.
Marley in Australia, these 2 guys with Down syndrome have like a cooking show. It's like the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen. They're hilarious and they're genuinely funny, dude. And the way the guy edits the clips are like, they're just amazing. It just cracks me up.
You give a shout out. What is it called?
It's called Sean and Get Downs with Sean and Marley.
All right,
And
I
they
gotta
cook.
check that
It's,
out.
what are they, brothers?
No, they're friends.
It's like, okay, so it's 2 guys with Down syndrome. I was watching it when I got a ticket for smoking a Juul on the subway platform because I missed my stop and went all the way to Broadway Junction. I was watching that show and I was distracted because it was so good and I missed my stop. I went like 3 stops too far.
Is that what the time like then you were stalked by like people?
The 3 guys with.
Did you say you ran on the tracks? Was that you or somebody else?
No, that was somebody else.
Yeah, that was Big
Dude,
T.
do you think I'm getting on the tracks, dude?
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Me?
You know somebody got on the tracks?
Yeah, he was getting chased by and he's like, I think he said like, I may have started this problem, but like I'm not finished. Like he was in a kind of like yours. He was in a blackout. And he goes, dude, there was too many of them. He's like, I just ran down the tracks. There was a train coming. He's like,
holy shit,
this guy's a lunatic.
yeah, he's off the sauce.
Yeah, I think people think that the tracks are they're way higher once you're down there than you think.
No way. Yeah, dude, I'm not jumping down there.
Dude, I was in there a couple months ago and I saw I think it might have been Boston. Or here, I don't remember, but like 4 or 5 like teenagers jumped down on the tracks, and someone was filming them dancing on the tracks, and then they jumped off. I was like, "Are you insane?
Yeah,
Are you insane?"
I can see that, and you're not wrong, but I would love to see a Dylan like confrontation.
I literally want to be like, "Are you guys crazy? Get off!" They just beat the shit out of me.
When's the last time you were in a fight?
Mind your own business. College. I was in like 2 fights in college, and they were barely fights, dude.
Yeah,
they were like with guys that I was in like friends with, friendly with. One time freshman year, I got like hit behind when standing on line to get into a bar, and like because this kid was fighting, and then like I kind of they were fighting, and then I got hit, and I just like started like throwing punches and running away. I just was like, because the whole crowd like started like fighting, and I was just trying to get out of there.
Yeah,
I was just like pushing people and just running.
I think those stories are so sad of like people getting like one punch to the head and like falling and dying. It's like, well, imagine dying over a fucking bar fight.
It's just, dude, if you get knocked out, that's the thing. You just do that, like that girl who passed out from the vaccine thing. You just go.
It always goes back, dude.
You know what I mean? It's
Heather McDonald.
Yeah, it's true.
She didn't pass out from the vaccine, I don't think.
I mean, she had like 9 vaccines.
Yeah, that was kind of her fault a little bit.
Like,
did you see that video, though?
That video's hilarious.
Horrible, dude.
Is there any doctor who was like, I'm not going to get, is there any like, like, hey, I'm not giving you 15 vaccines in a month. Let's space them out.
She's like, no, I need it for the bit.
Yeah.
The bit has to be based in truth, 100% accurate. Nothing is a lie in comedy.
Yeah, that's a great clip. It's so fucking. It's literally like written for a movie. I mean, it's so perfect.
The way though, it's kind of when you look
cracked
at
her
it again,
skull open.
like the
Really?
way they
Yeah,
erupt
like
in laughter is kind of sick. Because you're like, we know now, but like they're like, this is so good
Because it's perfect timing, dude.
Yeah.
I will be honest. That
She
clip
just
has
collapses.
inspired me to start doing physical comedy. Let's be honest. The laughs she got from that were bigger than everything she said that whole night. All you got to do is drop.
Dude, an act out elevates every single joke. So, like, how would you do your Down syndrome joke with an act out?
You'd got to do an accent. You'd got to do an accent.
Yeah. All right.
Can you do it?
He got the point of what I said.
I'm getting
All
sucked
right, dude.
into your little.
Yeah. Sometimes I just gotta, make it clear.
Yeah, I mean, I was subtle
that's
enough.
Original comedy. Think about it. Like before there's any comedy, we're sitting on a log. We're hunter gatherers.
Yeah.
We've just killed an antelope. We're all sitting there. We're bored now. There's nothing to do. Then this guy we know, he's kind of a weird dude. He comes in. He's walking too fast. And he like trips over, the antelope carcass. That's comedy. That was the original comedy. How funny is that? Like if your face like hits the dirt, there's like dirt in your mouth.
Yeah, I don't like painful humor though.
Like falling.
I don't like that stuff.
I like that we found Jack's line finally.
Yeah, I find like hits to the bodily.
I don't like getting kicked in the balls. I don't find that funny.
Like people tripping and like hitting their heads. I don't like that. It's too dangerous.
I don't know. I think it's
too dangerous.
I think one of the funniest things is a waiter with like a tray of drinks, and it goes wrong. He loses balance, but he thinks he's got it back, and then it just.
You know what I like?
That's pretty good. I like that.
I like those videos when things start to. I don't like them, but like. The funniest part about those is when someone's like, they're trying to save it, and then they just give up. And those are my favorite parts, when they just give up and they go, fuck this, dude. I'm going home. You can tell by their body. It's a silent video, but you can tell they're just like clocking out, dude. Clocking out.
I like the idea of the hunter-gatherers all on the log, and they're like enjoying the physical comedy. And then Mike sits down and is like, the vaccine's fucked up, dude. This is fucked.
The time traveler, dude. Goes back.
Wait, he's like, so you want us to put all of our beans in one pot? I was out there. I got 15 more than everybody else. Those are mine.
Hey, Mike, it's time to collect the leaves. I don't think you've contributed enough this month. And he's like, you know what? I'm
going to my own cave.
Yeah, we should. Dude, people didn't live in caves. How stupid are people?
Mike was the original
You don't
loner.
think people lived in caves?
No, that was when it rained for like an hour, dude. They had built. People underestimate how they think people are so. Dude, a bird knows how to make a nest. You think we're gonna? I think caves were just temporary things.
That's actually a hilarious point that birds know how to make nests, so why wouldn't humans know how to make shelters?
Immediately, dude. It would take you, if we were dropped off on an island, it would be like a couple hours. Well, after Jack, stopped crying and we were like, calmed him down from jumping off the cliff, we're like, it's going to be fine.
Yeah, Jack fucking crying and screaming the N-word. We'll be like, hey, we got to build a shelter, dude.
I never said that. I use a different word. Not to compensate for the N-word, but I've used slurs in my life, but never that one. All right,
Dude,
that doesn't sound good
fans,
either way.
Well, let's throw it all under the umbrella. We're just blowing off steam. It's a steam blowing thing.
Dude,
It's
don't
not racial.
inspire our listeners either. They'll fucking dig, dude. We got 1,000 loyal followers that'll
Don't
dig
even
up
get our TikTok fans. Forget about
yeah,
it.
dude.
Dude, are you guys big on TikTok?
We got a little bit. We got a
We had a
little
couple
bit.
hits. We've had a couple 100,000 hits.
Yeah.
Really?
What was the top 6?
Mine was a solo one. It had 600.
Dude, I'm starting to think that the TikTok views are not real.
Dude, how would I don't know?
I'm starting to think because we know people with 1 million followers on TikTok and
10,000 followers on Instagram.
yeah, and don't I think it's been great for a lot of comics, but I think at the same time it's these could be fake.
I think a lot of them are.
It could all be a manip. How do we know?
Yeah.
I don't have a clue how TikTok even really works.
Well, what do you think? Is it a Chinese ploy?
It is Chinese, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
The Schultz thing, we talked about it last week, but the Schultz talking about it
people
was
are also saying it's just, but everyone's probably doing it. It's you get all the information, you get what you're into.
the
Right.
manipulation. Did you see that clip?
No.
With Schultz?
No.
Dude, Schultz was talking about. I don't want to belabor it, but it was a great point. He said, if you're a country who wants to manipulate and infiltrate another country that is kind of not an enemy, but someone who's a competition, that's the whole TikTok thing. You create this app where the algorithm rewards idiotic behavior, where apparently in China, the algorithm rewards things that they want their youth to be doing, like engineering and science and mathematics and creative thinking. Here it's
Tits.
can you are you hot?
Yeah.
Can you shake your ass?
It's
Can
a
you,
lot of booty stuff.
I just got on 2 weeks ago.
Can you do something
I'm
stupid
not
that
on
hurts
it.
yourself?
I just watch Reels.
Yeah, the reels.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing, but Reels is at least owned by our Lord and Savior Mark Zuckerberg,
Yeah,
so
dude.
we can trust that.
The hero. The hero. The Zuck, dude. The Zuck.
Are you guys on the metaverse yet?
No, dude.
You should get into the metaverse. Be the first podcast in the metaverse. You'll probably be all right.
That's actually not a bad idea. Maybe we should.
I don't know, but
Dude, we could do a live show weekly.
If the
do
metaverse
this live
becomes like
streaming.
Facebook became, which is one of the worst, most hateful places you can go. I was talking about this to someone else. I think in the past, you're like, dude, wouldn't it be great if you knew what people were thinking? You're like, knowing what people thinking is almost hell.
Yeah,
It's how people. Nobody's like, I have a real positive idea. Let's post it. You're like, some political anger, rage, bang. Just
Well, yeah, we were talking about
that
it
was
from
my
the.
old technique. I'm like, I am so, and you're just like, hey.
Dude,
Yeah, we
you
said-
were a freaking lunatic on Facebook.
Yeah.
You were literally, I would read some of your comments and be like, this kid is out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people got into that. It was kind of like when you boiled over, you went on, which is the worst time you can go on.
Dude, well, the thing is, too, the Facebook, comments and stuff, you'll be like, oh, I enjoy this person's company. And then you read their Facebook, you're like, I enjoy the company of a total nut job. This person is out of control.
Nothing sounds good on Facebook.
No,
Nothing
no.
you, even if you think you're making a brilliant point, it's not.
No one wins.
You sound like an idiot.
No one wins. It's bad. But you know what I do like Facebook for? Facebook?
Birthdays.
Birthdays is good.
Birthday reminders. That's the only thing.
Birthdays is good. I like groups. I'm in a couple Facebook groups for different things that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And they're great. They're these nice little communities. I really I'm in Gilbert Godfrey's Amazing Colossal Podcast
You
group.
told me about this.
I love that podcast. It's an amazing podcast.
He needs the
He
give
needs
him a
the
shout
plug.
out. He needs
Yeah,
the plug.
Gilbert, we love you. And that Facebook group is just wonderful. It's just really,
Oh, yeah, dude.
it's a good place to be. So there are perks, but
Yeah.
once people start talking about masks, it gets pretty out of control
I've
quickly.
been on Facebook, the message. I just have all I have is the messenger. I don't know.
You need the messenger.
but I haven't been on it for years.
That's good, dude. It's
Yeah.
healthy for
I
you.
wasn't
It's healthy
getting-
for your brain.
I thought about it. I was like, dude, I'm not getting anything positive here. I wasn't getting booked off it.
No.
Sure. I was definitely getting blacklisted from it.
Yes. People were definitely well, this kid's out of his gourd.
But at that time when I was on the Boston scene, I had summed it up to I knew what it was. I was like, I didn't.
Well, even if the thing is too, like, if somebody were to talk to you about your opinions, you would be able to have like at least a funny enough conversation where they'd be like, I don't believe in anything he says, but it's funny. You know, he's a funny guy. But if they're just reading your comments, you can't add like a tone to it.
No, exactly.
Also, when you're face to face,
I think it's that everyone's tone is.
You assume it's anger.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, when you're face to face too, those conversations can always end in a kiss, and that's nice. You know?
Yeah.
You can really like, you know, dig in, and you can influence people and like share information. So, that's why I think that Facebook stinks. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Little wisdom from Date. What was I calling you? Date Night Dylan. Serial dater.
Yeah. Serial dater.
You could have a dating show because
serial eater.
You generally.
That's going to be the name of the pod. That's going to be the name of the episode.
You generally enjoy differently than me. Like, he generally enjoys the whole dating experience.
I don't
It's great,
anymore.
dude.
I do
It's great.
kind of,
but I liked that you did.
I like meeting people.
You should continue to be joyful about it because it is cool. You meet people and you have fun experiences with them. And if it's not fun, it still can be like, well, that was weird.
Yeah, he's showing other guys. Like, when I first was like I was the other way. I was like, dude, I don't want to. I don't want to do any. You want to just skip the dating and be like in the relationship, but you got to enjoy it. Like you said,
you got to enjoy the process, man.
Dude, a lot of these people go in. I see it on TikTok, and it's very negative. I don't like that I've gone on to, but like people like hate dating. They're like, oh, I hate the aspect of dating. People are the worst. It's like, well, how do you expect to just meet someone that you enjoy spending time with if you go in with the attitude of I'm looking for the one, my soulmate, or I hate this person before I have even met them? You got to go in with a good attitude. You got to have
a good attitude because if you're the person who's like, oh, I hate dating, it's the worst, like, it's probably you, dude. Most people are generally kind, I think. So
also, I just had serious deja vu right there.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like this was a dream one time that I had of us talking about dating on this podcast, and you were there.
Dude, I get that. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
It's I think it's parallel universes crossing over.
Whoa.
Yeah, sometimes.
Dude.
Or like flashbacks from like a parallel universe. I
don't know.
I don't think like that. I believe in God, so
I believe in something that we created, like we call God, but I believe in something that it doesn't matter what religion you are, it's still the same thing.
I believe in the metaverse.
Yeah, me too.
You guys should.
I think that
the first
Zuckerberg
pod.
is Jesus Christ on earth.
Incarnate.
100% wrong.
Well, we don't know, dude.
You
We don't know.
wouldn't know.
Maybe.
We know.
He might be.
There's no maybe.
It
Bringing
is
everybody
annoying.
together.
I do think it is annoying how quickly I would just be like, if somebody was like, actually Jesus, I'd be, I don't believe you. Isn't that like sad?
Dude,
Because that's the whole point. He's supposed to come back, and we're supposed to be like, dude, we've been waiting for you. And then it's like, I just wouldn't. I would be like, I think you need to check yourself into a hospital.
Listen,
I mean-
I've heard too many people on the subway say that their Jesus come back that I'm just like,
I don't know.
Well,
crying wolf at this point.
you were raised Catholic, right?
I was.
Yeah. Well, that's why they don't know. He can't. He's not coming back the same way, so it's not going to be.
What
Why?
about what? You're a
How's he-
Christian.
Yes.
So what? How isn't in Christianity?
So-
Jesus is supposed to come back.
Yeah, he's coming back in the new form. So like when he came here before, he was sacrificed, like he laid his life down.
Yeah.
But he's not coming back now as the sheep. He's coming back as the king, and there's going
The
to be
wolf
He's coming back like
with fire, fire swords of the
so
angels.
he's not going to be like a guy on the subway going to be like trying to prove that
He's coming to cut
it's
down
over,
the sinners like you did.
No, dude, he's gonna come back. Well, I don't think he's coming back. But if he were to come back, he's supposed to come back as like he's supposed to like float down and be like, "Hey, I'm here."
Well, he comes at the end, so it's basically all the
end of
enemies
time.
will be dealt with, and the believers will be.
Listen, I think
You
Jesus.
think you could help me get on Fallon?
Get on.
Jesus has been through enough. I don't think he needs to come back to earth. Can you imagine that being in heaven and you're just like, oh, I gotta go back, dude.
Dude, Earth is sick. He would have a great time.
No, it's going to be set right.
Dude, they got, you know what? You know what the problem is? I think he's too busy with all the other planets of people that are similar to us across the universe that it's like, hey,
I'm sure it's a lot of work.
he's like Captain Marvel, dude. He's been dealing with all the other stuff around the universe.
I hate that you like comic book movies.
I love it,
So
dude.
you're more of a not a Zuck, you're more an Elon guy.
Dude, sorry that I fucking like fun. And
I mean,
you
the Marvel
don't.
movies are just stupid as hell.
They're so good. You haven't watched them.
I've seen enough that I know.
Okay, well, you haven't watched them in chronological order. And then you invest in the characters.
Lame.
Dude, I bet you hate The Office, too.
I love The Office.
Yeah,
Office is
okay.
funny.
Yeah.
So you were wrong.
Yeah,
So
well,
say I was wrong.
No, I'll never admit that I was wrong. No, I'm kidding. I always admit when I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time.
Do you think it was wrong to sleep with that comic's wife?
Dude, come on.
I mean, in court, if you would have just won the court case because there was no wife.
Yeah, exactly. Boom.
Oh,
You're wrong.
There is a big
You're wrong.
difference.
Objection.
And I wouldn't defend any, Dylan's actions in any way. But
Dude, what are we doing?
let's
I'm cutting this out. I'm cutting
let's
this.
not
I'm
get
not.
the kid
I'm not
down
going to
as
cut
an
it.
Adulterer here. I mean, he's up in the charge here. It's
A
like,
fat adulterer.
people like split.
I think that's what makes you so upset, dude. That's what makes you so upset is that I don't have a six pack like you.
I don't have a
And
six.
you don't have a six pack either, buddy.
I got a little chub on me.
Yeah.
Maybe
You're a hater, bro.
I got a little Dylan in me.
Don't fucking hate. Don't hate my out of shapeness.
The
Okay.
thing is, I don't even really think you're fat. I just think it's funny to call you fat.
Yeah, because
Listen,
if
you're
he was
creating
really
a-
fat, that's
Yeah, I wouldn't do
just
that.
Jack. You know what I mean? You can't
Yeah.
do that.
I think that's the problem with me. I've been talking about this where with some of our other friends, to make it in comedy and entertainment, you either need to be very good looking, like a beautiful man or woman, or you need to be hilariously overweight or like hilariously ugly. Think about it, dude. Everyone who's made it, like Dane Cook, John Mulaney, good looking people, Chris D'Elia, like
Chris Rock,
like good looking guys, or people who are like kind of like Adam Sandler looks weird. Or like, fluffy Enrique Iglesias and like John Panette. It's like all
John Panette.
huge fat people.
John Panette.
Yeah, dude.
That's who you think. I mean, that is a very fat man who was successful, but I wouldn't say he was like a household name.
I'm not saying it but like you gotta you can't be in the middle. These chubby guys,
You should get as big as John Panette.
I gotta commit one way or the other. Dude.
People don't even know what that reference is. They wouldn't even know how fucking fat that is.
Dude,
but it is large.
Dude, our fans know.
Your fans are big John Panette. The crossover between John Panette and this podcast is almost a circle.
It's a perfect circle. Dude, it would be like Bam Margera's dad. That's another one they would get.
That's
too.
a fit man. That's a fat man.
That's a fat man.
But we
Or
pray
uncle.
for Bam. We pray for Bam and we pray for Phil.
I don't think his dad is still around.
No,
No,
the
Phil's
uncle-
alive.
The uncle
No,
died.
no, Don Vito died. And
Did
Don
he?
Vito gets a bad rap.
Yeah,
Is that
he
the
was.
uncle or the dad?
Dude, he got a bad rap. You
That
know
was
why? Because he was like a pedophile.
He wasn't a pedophile. If
What
anything,
happened?
he was a pedophile.
I don't even know it.
But no, he.
Are you making a distinction?
The story is that he was signing autographs, right, at like some sort of convention, and he signed like
Dude,
a
what a sad-
16-year-old's tits.
Oh my!
And then
That's
he
too much.
was arrested for it. And,
Wow. Wow.
it's not good.
Well,
Also,
that's good to know now.
what kind
So
of?
now you can defend him when
No,
anybody
so just in
disparages
case
him.
anyone's like, I'm just not going to start signing chests without IDs. Like IDs here, right?
Dude,
how weird would that be on tape? Like he has the pen and she's like, "Hey, will you sign?" He's like, "Let me see your ID." And he's looking at it first. And he's like, "Oh, you're good."
Jesus.
It'd be smart.
Can you imagine how sad your life is if you go into a convention to get Don Vito's autograph?
Yeah, that is. Now that you bring it up, like you got in your car that day, like you planned this.
You had to buy tickets to be like, I need Don
Dude,
Vito's
I mean, Don
autograph.
Vito
Like
was a
it's
pretty
Don?
big star, dude.
Yeah.
For a little bit. he
Dude,
was.
all those guys, anybody who was like even associated with that universe was huge. And that show was funny, dude.
Oh, it was a great show,
and
dude.
Don Vito was fucking hilarious.
Dude, it was better than Jackass, I thought.
They would
for a
just do
while.
subtitles for everything he said. That shit was
So
hilarious.
funny, dude.
Yeah.
It's
You
so
got-
funny when you speak your only language is English and you're getting subtitles.
Yeah.
It's so good.
What do you want? And then, yeah.
You probably actually speak that language.
Dude, it's fat, dude. You speak fat. Dude,
Jowls.
when people get too much fat around their neck, it affects their vocal cords. Yeah, it's true, dude.
Right.
Affects
You
your
used to
bone
be.
structure. Serious.
Dude, I'm getting fit, bro.
No, I know. You look great.
I've been on a diet, dude. I'm dieting it up.
What's the diet?
I'm getting fit. Calorie counting, dude. I eat high protein, low calorie foods. DM me for advice.
Folks, if you're DMing Dylan for fitness advice, then you probably also went to get Don Vito's autograph.
Dude, I'm gonna have a six pack in no time, and then you're gonna.
I would
then
love
you'll
to see that. If Dylan came back with a six pack, it would be
He's
awesome.
gonna buy one of those 6-pack undershirts that they make. That like,
Dude, if I had a six pack, I would for sure pull a Burt Kreischer and just start doing comedy without a shirt on.
What would you blame your lack of success on when you do get a six pack?
It's probably my age.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good to have the excuses
Yeah, no,
lined
yeah.
up.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I just keep telling people when they're like, "Oh," I just keep telling people in the New York scene that I'm 25 and I've been doing comedy for 1 year.
It's smart.
Yeah. No, I'm 25. I've been 3 years into comedy, and they're like, "Wow, do you want to do my show?"
Yeah.
They don't say that.
You can't be walking around being like, "I'm 7 years in comedy. I'm 32 years old," and they're just like, "Jesus."
The pandemic really
Just
kind of
moved here.
confused it up a little bit.
Oh,
so.
it just added for like if you'd been doing it for it just added these 3 years that
We're
it
nothing.
don't count, and now it just you sound like you've been.
Dude, can you imagine
Right.
telling someone you're a 10-year comic, but like the last 3 years you haven't really been doing it because of the pandemic? Like that sucks.
Yeah, it's no good.
It is, dude, but no one knows. That's
No,
the thing.
exactly.
Like,
No one
the people
cares
in the
either.
audience don't know. I just seen a kid yesterday that I hadn't seen since before, and I was like, "Oh, well, you must have been in different clubs," which happens. He's like, "Dude, I've been gone the whole. I just got back 2 days ago. He's been gone out of here for 2 years." But it really isn't going to matter, dude.
It's not gonna matter.
Dude, do you remember that comic? I don't even want to say comic. This girl in Boston.
There's like 10 to choose
No,
from.
do you want me to?
So,
Dude, I remember. Do you remember? I don't want to say her
so
name.
whoever
you know what?
you're talking about, it's gonna be easily find outable.
An hour 25 in, no one's listening. Brianna Clausen, do you remember her?
Yes.
So whatever, I don't want to disparage anybody on the pod, but
Please.
I remember I did a show once.
You gotta beat
this
the
is
name.
dude, this is like 4 years ago.
Okay.
Like it was like I might have been doing comedy for 3 years in
Yeah.
Boston at that point.
Okay.
2 years before I left. And I'm there and an audience member comes in like either right after the show, right before. It was in like New Hampshire. And they were like, "Oh, how long you guys been doing comedy?" And I kind of just like trickled away. But I heard her. She goes, "Yeah, I've been doing comedy for like 10 years." And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
She was a faker though, because she would do like
Faker.
she was a bartender, and it's very hard to do those two things.
I remember she showed up to a hideout show once, like wasted, and was like, "Can I get on stage?" And I was like, "Absolutely not."
Yeah.
It was like when
She
when Michael
you
Che
guys
came.
almost look related.
Shut up, dude. Why would you say that? Dude, that's the clip. That's the clip, dude. That's the clip. All right. How you got how you feeling?
I feel fine.
I
feel like this podcast is a little all over the place.
that's kind of
That's
what
what
we
we're
do.
about.
Yeah, I feel very concerned about some of the things I've said, but it was fun.
I mean, do you have any stories you want to tell before we wrap? Do you want to
Or plug anything.
do you have any plugs? Well, we do plugs once we end, but if you want to wrap, we usually wrap in an hour.
What's like I got no stories really.
It's not like I told you a couple days ago. Hey,
I
we just
told
kinda
some stories. Did I not, Mike?
Yeah, well, we'll throw your Insta first. Let's get your Insta up there.
My Instagram is Burke Burke
Jesus
underscore Burke underscore Jack underscore.
All right, good.
Can you make your Instagram more confusing?
That's literally my name. Is Jack Burke? Yeah.
BURKE _ Jack _
There's another Jack Burke out there. I couldn't do much.
Is he a comic?
No, I don't. No idea.
Dude, you should hit up Jack Burke.
And try and buy his
Try and
Instagram.
buy it. Be
name.
like, "Can I buy it for $10?"
That would really be worth it for me.
I'm a comedian. if it was me, it would be worth it.
What's
You?
your
Not so
name
much.
on Instagram?
Dylan Krasinski.
Oh,
Mike T. Kerrigan.
wow.
At Dylan Krasinski, at Mike T. Kerrigan, at Burke _ Jack _ all on Instagram. Guys, do you have any shows that you want to plug?
Tonight, by the
Not
time
you,
Oh.
Jack.
Yeah,
Dude.
tonight
We know that Mike can only perform at 2 venues.
Yeah.
Well,
around the
I'm only
city.
performing at one, so he's got me beat.
Well, it's out of vaccine stubbornness that
Yeah,
not allowed to
hesitancy.
perform.
Not hesitancy, like I told the guy today with the mask. Never. That's the line that gets him.
The Lantern. I'll be at the Lantern tonight, but this podcast won't be out.
No, it
by then.
won't.
So,
Comedy
but
Shop.
you can usually see me at the Comedy Shop at some point
Cool.
in the course of a month.
Yeah. This is out on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday.
So then I'll be at the Lantern or the Comedy Shop on Friday at 8.
Okay, yeah. We'll be, Mike and I will have Hideout Comedy NYC at the Comedy Shop Tuesday, March 1st at 10 p.m. And this has been a great time, Jack.
Thank
We're
you so
super
much.
excited to
Yeah.
have you. I hope you had fun.
I did have fun. And you know what? Everybody in the comments, go encourage Dylan to lose weight and, be supportive of him on his journey.
Yeah.
He really does well with
you.
making fun of. That's what
Thank you.
encourages him the most.
Yeah, it is true. Dude, I also don't think you should be in your head at all about this podcast. I thought you did great. All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Well, thank you guys.
Good night.
Take care.